Well, there's a new push now to tie the price of cancer drugs to their performance. Express Scripts, a large manager of prescription drug benefits for U.S. employers and insurers, has been aggressively trying to lower the price of drugs. But will this new model work? Meg Terrell reports.
It's sometimes referred to as pay for performance, the idea that medicines should be reimbursed based on how well they work. Express Scripts is the country's largest pharmacy benefits manager. It negotiates drug prices on behalf of health insurers and employers. And it's been waging somewhat of a war on the cost of medicines. It started with hepatitis C, where Express Scripts negotiated a discount with AbbVie to exclusively provide its regimen, at the expense of those from Gilead and others. Now the focus is cancer drugs, for which costs in the U.S. topped $100 billion last year.
Oncology has been a hot-button topic in terms of the overall cost of drugs steadily rising to the point where we're used to seeing drugs well in excess of $100,000 per patient year. And there has been, along with everything in the drug sector, a growing noise around the ever-increasing price of drugs.
Express Scripts' plan has two parts. The first focuses on how well drugs have been shown to work in different cancers. Chief Medical Officer Dr. Steve Miller cites a drug called Tarceva as an example. It's approved both for lung cancer and for pancreatic cancer, but it's proven in clinical trials to extend patients' lives by months for lung cancer and only a couple weeks for pancreatic. So he says the new plan would reimburse more for the first. The second part of the plan looks at how well drugs work for individual patients. That would require more diagnostic testing up front and monitoring patients as they receive treatment. Express Scripts says it's enlisted outside experts to advise it on the value proposition of cancer drugs, and that health plans representing millions of people in the U.S. have already signed on. Biotechnology analyst Brian Scorney points out a similar system is already employed in Europe, where governments provide health coverage and in some cases deny use of drugs based on their price.
They basically determine whether the benefit of that drug justifies the cost of that drug. And while the UK was the first, the rest of Europe has really fallen in line with more or less doing the same sort of value-based pricing for drugs in general. Now, in the US, we don't really have that market approach at all.
That may be starting to change. For Nightly Business Report, I'm Meg Terrell.